Hey folks, it's the Red, and welcome back to Let's Play Shantae and the Seven Sirens. We're now ready to begin the 4th labyrinth of the game, so let's go in and find another genie girl. Welcome to the boiler. It's kind of got a machine vibe going on for it. Not too much to say about this place, honestly. We're going to encounter some of these electric poles. Oops, get out of the way, please. We're going to have to be a little quick about it, because as you can see, we're going to get quickly overrun with enemies here. They are constantly spawning in. But if we use our electric magic, we can electrify this pole, open the door, and take out any enemies that are approaching us. Careful of this water here, because it stinks of death, as you can see. It doesn't kill you immediately, but you will take constant damage if you're inside of it. And here's a curious little setup here. You can flip these panels around into different formations, but without the proper code, there's not really anything we can do here. So let's press onward, where we'll have an enemy ambush. Just take them out as quickly as you can. We've got bat gals again. It's easiest to take them out right after they do their attack and then land on the ground. They'll hang around for a few seconds, plenty enough time to take them out. Now this water does not stink of death, so it's safe to swim in, but we can't really do anything in there, so let's just move on. These eyeball platforms should look familiar from the early Shantae games. You just stand on them when they're looking in the direction that you want to go in, and away you go. Just be ready to dismount before you wind up in a spiky death pit. Newt Dash usually helps with that. And here we're going to have some ghost enemies that are quite tanky, so take them out quickly. There are some skulls lying around, but they don't give you anything, so take them out if you want. But they're not hurting anybody, so leave them alone. They're already dead. We don't need to make them deader. But otherwise, nothing too much to say there, and now we have another enemy rush. These rag enemies here like to spit fireballs at you, so I want them out of the way quickly. And there we go. And here we have another one of those tile-flipping puzzles, but still no code. But if we look into the next room, it's curiously empty here. Well, that's because we are incentivized to use the seer dance to reveal hidden things, such as a code. Okay, so what you want to do here is memorize the pattern here. We've got a spider in the upper left and the bottom right, and then a fire and a what looks like a crab's claw, or maybe even a crescent moon, I'm not sure. So let's take this information into the previous room and try inputting it. Let's see, we had spider here? What was it? Okay, yeah, 2 spiders. Okay, so spider, spider, fire. No, wait, that was a crab claw, wasn't it? This was the fire. Maybe I did have it backwards. There we go. And once you have that sorted out, you'll get a key for your efforts. Alright, moving on. If you're having trouble remembering the pattern, you can just memorize 3 of them and then just guess on the last one. Eventually you'll get it right. Anyway, you're going to use Gastro Drill to move our way down through this little dirt labyrinth here. And if we look to the left here, we find more water that stinks of death. We can use our refresh dance to clean that up. But without any way to dive, we can't really do anything here, so we'll just leave it be for now. Respect the dead. We'll use our key to go through this door, run into a ghost because we're not paying attention to where we're going. And we have ourselves some more dirt to dig into, as well as our first heart squid by digging into this little alcove here. But if we continue on downwards, you can tell they're progressing us towards something because there's no way to return from this point. We've got some fire-shooting statues here, but if you use the mirror magic, none of them can hurt you all the way through. Here's save, guys, so you know something's coming up. Like maybe a mini-boss.
Don't move.
Well, I can't as long as this cutscene's going on.
Risky boots. So,
You said you came here to steal the city. What does that mean?
the
I think it's pretty self-explanatory. My plans are pushed up. I'm warning you. Stay out of this. No way.
you leave me no choice.
You said little choice? Anyway, it's time for yet another boss fight with Risky Boots, and she has not learned her lesson from the previous fight, so you can run over here to your nook of safety, and none of her attacks will hit you as long as you're paying attention to what she's doing. And you can pretty much just wait here until she comes within attacking range, and then just hair whip her to your heart's content. At least as long as she's over here. She does have a lot more attacks this time around, so if you were in the middle of the fight, things might get a little messy. She can now summon several more Tinkerbats to come after you, so be ready for that. And if she's firing her pistol towards you, that would be a good time to use the reflect magic and send all the bullets back to her, like so. They do 10 damage to her per shot, so it's a little more, it's a little better than using the hair whip attack. Sadly, I didn't get a chance to use it there, but there we go. Risky, stop doing this! And so she did. So, yeah, we're not really going to get any more information out of her this time around. That boss fight just kind of happened, personally. And now, we found Harmony. Shantae? Thank goodness you're okay. I'll get you out of there.
Where am I?
The others? Did you find them too? Plink, Vera, and Zapple are home safe. I still need to find Fill-In. Fill-In? The zombie half-genie? She told me her name was Ima. I'm a good girl. Oh, the puns. What? She's no half-genie. I could tell from the start. But she was clearly in need of a friend, so I played along.
What?
Oh no. Lying, attention-starved, troublemaking, cosplaying, zombie? That girl is...
Roddy Tops.
Okay, next time maybe say it with a little more feeling, but yeah, Roddy Tops finally enters the plot. You know her? Forgive me. I should have said something. Now, because of me, she's mixed up in this madness. Roddy Tops is my friend. I have to get her back. You will.
Here.
By using this. You know, maybe it's just me, but Sea Frog kind of sounds like the name of a submarine or something. A fusion coin? It bears the mark of a sea frog.
Sea frog?
Sea frogs are rare creatures that inhabit this island. They can swim through salt water at super high speeds. By using its abilities, you may be able to locate the source of evil in this place. When in deep water, simply press down to swim, and if you need to slow down, hold Y. So, there you go. We have ourselves another transformation that will let us dive into water. Pretty much works the same way as the Gastro Drill, except with water now. So we'll be navigating some of these sections of water here, avoiding enemies along the way. Occasionally we're going to have a section like this, where we'll need to use the Spark Dance to lower some ropes down, and we can use the Newt Dash to go the rest of the way, because why do we need 2 ropes there? That's just silly. But going forward, we're going to start having some enemies that move left and right, and if you touch any of these enemies, you're going to be sent back to the beginning of the room, so you do have to do this whole thing in one go. Just be mindful of that. It's not too terribly difficult, though. And then, more eyeball platforms. Fun! Just need to be a little patient around here. The ceiling here is a bit low, so Newt Dash is the best way to get across here. And then you're going to need to do another Newt Dash over to this wall, because there's not another platform to jump to. And more swimming shenanigans, with more of these spiked enemies. They start to get a little wider, so you need to time it out a little better. A nice thing I like to do is just swim into the wall until you're at the right position that you need. Yes, you can press the Y button to slow yourself down, but I find just waiting into a wall to be the best way to go about that. Not too much to say here, just more eyeball platform riding. Now ride this one over here for the next heart squid. Unfortunately for going for this heart squid, we are going to have to do this whole room again, but that's a small price to pay. See, that was practically painless. But now we've got ourselves another enemy rush here. The same rag enemies and bat gals that we had before. Just watch out for their different attacks. Ugh. Try not to get bombarded. There we go, got the bat gals out of the way. And everyone else is fairly easy pickings. Clean up this water / restore any health that you're missing. And let's head on up. But yeah, sea frog pretty much operates just like the gastro drill, so fairly easy to use, no attacks to use. Going into enemies doesn't really do anything for us. And here we are. If we take a look at the map real quick, you can see that we've come full circle here, and to the right is where we first came into this place. So, going into this next room is where we'll find that pattern, the flipping panels. However, the code that we got before is not the one that we need for this one. For that, we're going to need to go diving into that first body of water that we found on the way in. That was this one here. So, going in here, we get locked into this room, and now we're going to have to play a little Pac-Man in order to open the way forward. It's a lot easier when there's no ghosts involved. But that's not to say we're not going to have some kind of hazards. A couple of turrets off to the sides will be shooting fireballs underwater. Yes, I know, that doesn't make any sense. Then again, Mario does it all the time. But anyway, yeah, just watch out for the fire. You do take 2 damage every time it hits you. And then in the next room, we're going to have more coins, as well as some red ones in the middle. That will turn into gold when you swim into them. You just need to swim into them again to collect them. What's really nice about this is that you do get 1 gem for each coin that you collect. So it's at least paying off pretty nicely to go through these rooms. And there we go. We loop around, and now we're at the bottom part. Here we have another curiously empty room, so it looks like it's time for another seer dance. Okay, so here's the pattern that we need for that first set of tiles that we saw on the way in. Okay, we've got a couple of what looks like eyeballs off to the left side, a claw on top, and a skull on the bottom. We'll just need to remember that for later. And another dark room, full of ghosts and rags. We've also got a locked door down there in the lower left, so we'll see what that's all about. I see that sparkle over there. Rude. And we have another electrified pole over here, so we'll use the spark dance here. Light this room up. And let's head on down here and see what's on the other side of that door. It's a chest containing the dungeon map. But if we look at the map, you can see that this place is already pretty much fully filled out already. All we have to do is go through that body of water that was up here, and we're pretty much at the end. So, yeah, the map placement in this one is a little questionable. Real quick, I just need to check that pattern again. I know the 2 eyeballs to the left. Okay, claw on top, skull on the bottom. And more eyeballs. As you can see, they are quite big on recycling here in the boiler. So fun! Anyway, stay on this one for a little longer, as it will take you up to the third heart squid. Let that go off to the side, and let's head on back down. Now let's go apply our newly acquired pattern to that other set of panels at the beginning. And if we jump into this water here and just press down, you can skip this entire room. Makes life a lot easier. Okay, so that one up there is already an eyeball, so we'll make it that. Alright, this is a claw. And this is a skull. There we go. And that gets us our other key. Alright, now let's speed up to that section of the map that we haven't been to yet, with the body of water that we couldn't cross before. Okay, here we are. Now we can dive through. And we're into the final rooms of this labyrinth. There's our Rag and Bones monster card. And here's where we use that other key. Here's the final room. Just a couple of ghosts to get past in here. Kind of a empty room back there. But here we are. A full magic and health up top off right before the boss room. Let's go get him. Anglerfish Siren, deep sea creep. Yeah, kinda hard not to have that kind of reputation when your entire attack pattern is based around eyeballs, as you will soon see. Much of this fight is going to be spent dodging attacks. For that one, you want to see which eyeball appears first and attack it first. And then when it appears right here, kind of get up in his face and throw some attacks right in front of him and avoid getting hit by his barrage of eyeballs here. When he does this, just duck, and it goes right past you. And then when he brings the walls together, he'll fill it with water, and then you're going to have to collect coins in order to restore the battle arena back to normal so that you can continue the fight. Not the best use of the sea frog, but, I mean, you can't do an attack anyway, so at least you're getting some gems out of it. We're basically just waiting for him to come back into the foreground like this so that we can start attacking him again. This is the preferred place for him to appear in. That way we don't have to worry about possibly getting hit by eyeballs right as he's spawning them in. Alright, looks like we're going to have to do more sea frog shenanigans, so dive down. Oop. Yeah, case in point, the fireballs don't actually hurt you, don't kill you outright, so you'll be fine right there. Okay, this one appeared first. And it looks like we're doing Sea Frog again. Sometimes this fight can be a bit of a waiting game. There we go. Come on up front, don't you want to play? Okay, he's up there. Gotta get a little close when he's up in these upper corners like this, but yeah, overall, a pretty easy boss fight, and a pretty easy labyrinth. This, for the fourth labyrinth of the game, this one goes by really smoothly. Didn't really have any trouble spots here to speak of. But we'll take the easy win wherever we can get it. You made it. You too. Boy, that sea frog magic sure came in handy.
I never knew I could transform like that.
Oh, you say that about all the transformations.
You're capable of much more than you know.
Well, aren't you a wise one?
Huh?
You keep telling us that. What makes you so sure?
Ha!
Because I have this. A book? A book? A scrapbook. Oh, even better. It was a gift from my mother. From all our mothers, really. Before they left for their own realm, each genie wrote something down. It's full of memories, bits of advice, all of the things they wanted to share with us. Since I was the oldest, they left the book in my care. I'd hoped that by visiting this island, and taking part in the performance, I'd finally be able to share it with other half-genies like you.
So,
You mean there's a message for me in there? A message from my genie mother? Want to see? More than anything. But first, I have to rescue Ronnie Tops.
I understand.
Then count on me to help. If there's anything I can do, just ask. Asking for help is kinda hard. Plink, Vera, and Zapple used fusion stones to merge their powers with me. Their magic helped me rescue you. Harmony, would you share your magic with me too? Asking for help must be the toughest challenge of all. Ain't that the truth? Sure, I'd be happy to share my abilities with you. But for that, we'll need a fusion stone. Yeah, she knows the drill. We'd better start searching for one.
Follow me.
And so we shall in the next video. I'm sure she'll be fine until then, but yeah, that's going to do it for now. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Hey, where's the music? This thing's going to fade out to nothing. See? This is so lame!